Hello everybody, Crackedy here, and today I will be bringing you yet another Byzantine video. In this one, we will be taking a look at how I believe you should be playing as the Byzantines against Jeanne d'Arc. Now, I know a lot of people, or rather a big part of the community as a whole, thinks that Jeanne d'Arc at the moment is probably one of the stronger civilizations, definitely one of the strongest civilizations from the new civilizations that we have in the expansion. Byzantine, on the other hand side, probably with Order of the Dragons perceived as the weakest civilization from the new expansion. And I mean, we got some early win rates from AoE4 World, and they do kind of support that picture. But I think there are certainly ways that you can play as the Byzantines against Jeanne d'Arc, and I'm going to be bringing you a perfect example of how to do that today, because we're going to be playing against Mesotron. Now, I know a lot of you probably aren't familiar with Mesotron. I personally don't think I've played against him before, but he's currently sitting in the top 50 on the ladder, and he's a little bit of a Jeanne d'Arc one trick. So currently he's got like a 90% pick rate for Jeanne d'Arc with an around 80% win rate of her, after having played like 44 games. So he's got a lot of experience with Jeanne d'Arc. So this is like the perfect kind of example of what you want to be doing when you play against Jeanne d'Arc as the Byzantines. So we're going to be opening up here with 2 villagers on stone in order to get a lot of cisterns out nice and quickly in this game. Now, this build has been made very popular, or rather this playstyle has been made very popular by Maito. And actually, I gotta say that I've got a buddy of mine, Kanoki. He's been previously doing a lot of build orders for Drongo. He used to be a big theory crafter for Age of Empires 3. He had his own like website where he had a lot of build orders, theory crafting stuff for Age of Empires 3. It was very popular for Age of Empires 3. And yeah, he actually was the kind of guy. He was the guy that we talked about this like being a thing. This is how you probably will want to end up playing Byzantines most of the time, going for a very early cistern kind of scaling build. So shout out to Kanoki. I think now he's not the public kind of guy at the moment who is like shouting out all of these kind of build orders of the theory crafting, but to me he is the one that first came up with this kind of playstyle. All right. Now, this isn't a perfect build order that we're doing here right now. Also, actually, let's quickly turn in on the health bars. There we go. I tend to turn them off when I want to make thumbnails, but usually I always play with them on. I have all the health bars always on. Right. So, how do I think you should be playing against Jeanne d'Arc? So, against Jeanne d'Arc, I don't think you want to be going for a 2TC kind of build. I think if you go 2TC against Jeanne d'Arc, with most civilizations, you're probably dead. I think, in general, this goes against, for like most civilizations, which have armored units in the feudal age. I think most civilizations with armored units in the feudal age, at one point, they're just going to be able to run in your base early on and stick around for long enough to just kill you, if you go for a second TC. We're going to be going for the Imperial Hippodrome here as well, instead of the Grand Winery. I think you need a little bit of a more offensive or rather defensive landmark, either or. You can't really go for that much of an economic landmark here, if you don't have the option for any of the other ones. And Imperial Hippodrome actually is pretty much perfect for what you want to be doing against Jeanne d'Arc. So the playstyle, when you play against Jeanne d'Arc, it's a little bit counterintuitive, because there are multiple stages in the game, and you want to be playing completely different depending on the stage. So, we're going to be going into the early feudal age stage. And Jeanne d'Arc, at this point in time, she wants to rank up into her level 2 form, and then go out on the map and kill wildlife. She wants to be killing wolves, and she wants to be killing boars. Now, why does she want to kill them? She wants to get experience. A wolf gives her 12 experience, and a boar gives her 50 experience. 50 experience is a ton, because she only needs 500 experience in order to get to level 3. And if you're playing against Jeanne d'Arc, when she reaches level 3 in the feudal age, you're going to be having a bad time. So in this early part of the game, what we want to be doing is we want to be pumping out a lot of these horsemen. Now this is also where the cistern scaling is helping us a bit, because we're getting conscriptio, so our horsemen do come out quite a bit faster. It's 16 seconds now with 2 cisterns. I believe it goes down to like 13, 14 seconds if you get the third cistern connected. So you're getting the horsemen out very, very quickly here. And what we want to be doing is we want to be looking for Jeanne as she's killing the boar, because as soon as we find her attacking a boar, that's when we want to snipe her. We want to kill her nice and early, get her down, and as soon as she's down, then we can take our time with killing the boars, because you can't snipe the boar when Jeanne is nearby. She has a very large radius for experience. I believe it's like probably around this big of a, actually probably larger, it's like this big of a circle around here. And in that entire radius, she's going to be getting experience. So even if you like try to snipe the boar and Jeanne gets like over here in range, suddenly she's going to be getting 50 experience. So what I found is the best approach here is you want to just wait until she wants to attack the boars. And as soon as she starts attacking the boar, that's when you want to snipe her. So we're constantly just sending a scout around, trying to figure out where is Jeanne, where's she going, which boar is she first going to. Our opponent actually confused me a little bit because he was going for a route first optimized around the wolves rather than the boars. Usually Jeanne players, they tend to first go for the boars, just because there's much more value getting them early on, and there's always the danger of your opponent taking the boars down if you're not going for them first. Mesotron, though, he's not rushing them immediately. I'm actually gonna lose a villager over here to this knight. I reacted just a little bit too late trying to get this wall up. And I clicked Acrotoid defense here, but it actually takes like a second or so for it to immediately pop in, so my villager didn't get the bonus armor in time, and that hit just kills him. Unfortunate, but it happens. It happens. We have a good mass of horsemen out right now, and we're just looking around. We're trying to figure out where is she going. This boar, she's not there. Okay, so we're sending more horsemen out to the other boar again, and we just want to find out right now where Jeanne is. And this is the point in time where our opponent is going to go for that boar, and we got a horseman nearby. And as soon as he attacks that that boar, we see, oh, the boar just lost HP. We're immediately going to send all of our units over here. And as soon as our opponent notices, oh wait, I'm under attack, he's going to start panicking a little bit, because he wants to ideally keep Jeanne alive. If she goes down, that's going to be 250 gold to revive her immediately. And you do want to revive her immediately, because while she's dead, Consecrate, the cooldown, is not going to go down. So we're going to be getting a nice early Jeanne kill here. Now behind all of this as well, our opponent hasn't been scaling his military too well. He's been going for a lot of the economy upgrades instead. So there's not a ton of knights out right now, which is nice. It bought us a little bit of extra time, and he was a little bit slow in general with the approach here, with going out on the boars. But I feel like this is still very much applicable, like 2 minutes earlier, if she would have gone out to the boar, because we would have just had 3 horsemen. He would have only had 1 knight, maybe would have even had 4 horsemen, and would have totally been in the same position to be able to take down that Jeanne early on. Horsemen are also quite a bit faster, and with the Triumph ability on from the Imperial Hippodrome, they cap out at their 2 tile per sec movement speed. So it's very easy just taking your weak horsemen and running away from your opponent's knights whenever they try to chase your horsemen when they get weak. Our opponent's gonna go into some spearmen as well, also gonna be upgrading them right about now. We also got some spearmen going out. And this is the point in time, after killing Jeanne and after killing the boars, where you want to go from playing like this kind of aggressive playstyle right now to turtling. You want to turtle up. Because right now, armies are going to start going up, players start getting their military out. And now when fights start to happen, there's going to be a lot more experience for Jeanne to get. Because bigger armies, bigger clashes, more potential experience for Jeanne d'Arc. And once again, you do not want your opponent to get to level 3 Jeanne d'Arc in the feudal age. That is like one of the main things that can kill you. Because level 3 Jeanne d'Arc, she can stay under your TC indefinitely if you don't have military. And if you get like spearmen out, she can run into the spearmen, not take a lot of damage because she has a ton of armor and a ton of HP. get like her AoE damage out, do a ton of damage to them, and then just run away again. She can then regenerate really quickly. She can get her men-at-arms out in the feudal age, which have bonus HP, and compared to normal men-at-arms, to bonus damage to Spearman as well. I kind of goofed here a little bit. Didn't notice that my horsemen were just standing around too close to his own military. I lose a horseman here. Luckily, Jeanne wasn't in range this time around. But yeah, at this point in time, you kind of just want to turtle, get your economy going, get some military out. You just kind of want to have the minimum amount of units right now in order to not die to like an all-in. I'm also going for olive groves here right now instead of doing like big expansions out onto deer. I am going to get these deer here just because I want to get a little bit more food in right now. But I don't really need to. Ideally, you just want to be going onto olive groves, because on top of getting food, you're also going to be getting the olive oil. This was once again unfortunate. I didn't see these units fast enough because of the stealth forest. My scout wasn't there, so I lose a couple additional horsemen. But we still overall are looking fine here on the military. But behind all of this, we do in the end want to be going up to the castle age. We don't want to be sitting around in feudal age too long. Once again, Jeanne d'Arc, eventually she is going to reach that level 3. And you don't want to be in feudal age when that comes in. Definitely don't want to be in feudal age when that comes in. Now, while she's level 2, you can, in theory, snipe her out very nicely with archers. And for that, we're going to be going for longbowmen. I think a very nice playstyle for the Byzantines is to not use your wood at all for archers. Instead, you just use your wood to get like a very early olive grove transition. And then use the olive oil to get the longbowmen out. Longbowmen have their bonus attack and their bonus range. They're very nice for defending your base. You don't really need to be aggressive here. Once again, you just want to turtle up at this point in time against your opponent. What I'm doing here is actually a little bit of a mistake. I don't want to be pushing out. I just want information at this point in time. And for that, my scout would have been more than enough just getting the scout out. I don't need to really be here with my military. So we want to retreat now. I am gonna lose a couple of units here on the retreat, which is a little bit annoying because Jeanne is gonna get a little bit of experience here every now and then. We turn around just because there's still a lot of knights and spearmen can kill them rather quickly. But yeah, for now we just want to retreat. We got a couple first longbowmen out here, and that should be enough to deter our opponent now from attacking. And all of this, we're just gonna be macroing up to next age. Do mind that the cistern economy bonus is actually quite massive. We're getting 20% bonus resource right now. You combine that with fertilization, it's like a 35% increase in your gathering rate for farms, for example. So this is very potent. We're getting a lot of resource here right now, a lot of resource gathered at the moment, which is quite nice. Same thing as well here with the with the deer. So you can see this number here going up really rapidly. Just the food gathering looking very solid there. We still have a couple of Limitane in the queue, and for now, once again, you just want to turtle. You want to turtle, and you want to be looking for a castle age transition. Behind all of this, you also kind of want to scout. You want to know, is your opponent making more military? We know our opponent's making more military, so we're getting more Limitane out. We're working towards another batch of longbowmen. I probably should have gone onto the berries here, just in order to get the longbowmen out a little bit quicker. The 12 olive groves right now, they're not doing that much for me. It's only 100 olive oil per minute here. I would be getting a lot more if I was on these berry bushes. That's just something for me to take away from this game for the next one. That yeah, the deer just they aren't that great because you're not getting any olive oil from them. You're getting like 50% bonus resources from the berry bushes just in terms of olive oil. Opponent's gonna go for a little bit of a raid. Army is nearby, so we're only gonna be losing one villager here. We're just pulling these back just in case. Behind all of this, we are now able to go up to the next age. It's going to be the Golden Horn Tower, which is going to give us a lot of military. In combination with the cisterns, if we get up to like 5 cisterns, this Golden Horn Tower, the amount of units and the value that we get out of that, it's equal pretty much to like having 12 villagers working for you. So it's a lot of military that you get out of that one for free. It's a very nice landmark. And going up behind all of this, we are getting some archer ranges out, because from the archer range, you can probably get your best unit that you want to be manking against Jeanne d'Arc. It's going to be the crossbowmen. And why are crossbowmen so good? Because Jeanne d'Arc, she's heavy melee infantry right now, and when she gets up on her horse, she's still going to be a heavy unit, heavily armored unit. So you will still be getting a lot of bonus damage against her. With all the cisterns as well, we're going to be getting these units out really quickly. It's only going to be 13 seconds right now for every single crossbowman. We're just going to be pulling back here for now, sending our villagers onto gold over here. We don't want to be vulnerable over there. So for now, we are just going to be pulling back. We had a lot of food left over, so we're getting a lot of these units out. Get a second batch of the longbowmen out as well. And going to be upgrading these now with the veterancy contract. More villagers and wood also enables us to just make more farms later on, and as soon as we get the wood for it. With that, overall, now we're looking at a pretty good position. We get our crossbowmen out, so now we have a very effective counter to these Royal Knights, as well as Jeanne d'Arc. If we were to get into a clash now, we would be able to snipe her out very easily. At this point, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, because I'm actually going to be doing a massive mistake here. I'm pushing out right now with my entire military. And it's a little bit early. Now, our opponent's also doing a mistake here. He kind of mismicroed Jeanne there a little bit and is going to lose her. He's going up to the castle age now, so that's going to be looking good for him. Now, my mistake here was that I'm lingering around a little bit too long here. I'm just lingering around for too long. Also, I'm not sending all of my reinforcements forward immediately. So I don't have all of my units here, and overall my army value... The French and Jeanne d'Arc, they retain a lot of their army value in Castle Age from their Feudal Age army, because their knights, they scale very well into next age, and with the Royal Institute, there's also going to be a ton of bonus HP on these knights, so they are super tanky right now. Even crossbowmen will take a while in order to take these down. I'm just staying around a little bit too long here, and so... There is going to be a fight here happening soon. Now we were annoying here a little bit. We managed to kill some villagers there. But now the fight is going to be breaking out here. There's going to be a ton of experience for Jeanne. We want to kill her really early in the fight. We do that there. So Jeanne does get taken down. She's not going to get too much experience. But we do realize that we're going to be losing this fight. Especially with these knights just being so tanky at this point in time. Like, look at that. It takes like 8 crossbowmen, they need like 4 volleys in order to take one of these knights down. So they do take quite a while to get down. And we're going to be losing our military here. We're just going to be looking to kill some villagers as well. Get some more value out of our longbowmen. And overall, economically, we're still in a very good position. Now, this was a goof. Absolute goof on my part. Totally not necessary. Could have just massed up way more units. Also going to go for a keep here on the big gold, just to try and secure some map control around the large gold veins. Want to make sure that gold income is going to be nice and secured. And now with that loss over here, we're going to be sending our units all the way back to our base, because now we are once again going to be in a defensive position. Behind that, Jeanne, she is out and about again. And now she is also going to be in her level 3 form. So this happens eventually, because Jeanne, she's also gaining experience passively all the time. So there's no real way to indefinitely deny her level 3. It's going to come in at one point for sure. And this, we're also going to be on Cistern level 5, so our unit production is going to be very quick here. And now, because we lost that last fight quite handily, you see the destruction value here, it's looking very good for our opponent at this point in time. Yeah, we're going to have to be playing this one a little bit more defensively now, because this is a rather large army, and if we just straight up engage into it now, we're going to lose our military, and then our opponent might be free to just run into base and kill us. And that's usually how most Byzantine players, or in general most players, will die to Jeanne d'Arc, that at one point she just is going to run under your TC, idle out your income, and with that also idle out your production or camp your production. That's usually the way players will die to Jeanne d'Arc. So you just definitely can't let that happen. Once again, 3 units from this landmark. It is a ton of value that you're getting here, so very worthwhile to have here. Now we do have a lot of range units. We're getting still more crossbow out. Crossbows, they're probably one of the best counter units against Jeanne and the French. Get some Landsknecht out as well. These were free. And you see here, like, the damage coming out from Jeanne. And sometimes it can also be very hard to focus out. Like, she's getting a ton of experience here, which is definitely not ideal. You want to be taking clear and decisive fights against Jeanne that you know that you can win. You never want to really take a fight that you don't know that you can win, mainly because she's going to be leveling up all the time if you do that. And she's just going to get too much experience early on in the game. And yeah, that's just not a position that you want to be in when you play against Jeanne. Lots of upgrades also coming through. So we got the Gambison upgrade, we got the bonus attack speed upgrade for the Arbaletier. So pretty much all the big unique upgrades have been researched for the French here. They've got a large army, huge army value. And for now, we are just going to be holding. We still have enough units here so that he's not immediately engaging onto us. But we have to be careful with our unit position. We have to be careful with Jeanne. We did manage to get a snipe here. And I think he would have probably just engaged into me here if it wasn't for the relic. And just pulling the units back every now and then. Making sure that our opponent knows that if he's going to take a fight, we're going to be falling all the way back. And we're going to make the pathing a little bit annoying here for him. Also get a cataphract out here, and the crossbows are now doing a good job at deterring these knights. There are not a ton of them remaining anymore. Probably not enough for him to really dive under my TC here now for a prolonged duration. At least not with the crossbowmen and the entire rest of the units that we have here. Once again, getting more crossbowmen out. The monk dies here sadly, but we've already collected 3 relics, so our gold income here, our passive gold income, is going to be very, very solid. Food income also looking great. We went for a little bit of a farm transition here behind this. A couple more farms here, a couple more farms there. This was a goof again. I had the longbows move a little bit further forward with a bonus range in order to snipe my units. Lost a couple there. Thankfully though, Jeanne wasn't anywhere nearby, so we didn't really lose anything there. Doesn't look like she's out on the battlefield quite yet. Our opponent definitely has the gold to get her back out. It's going to be 500 gold in order to get Jeanne back out. I definitely want that. Consecration also helps a ton here for Jeanne d'Arc, because look at these. Royal Knights only costing 180 resources here right now. So Jeanne, she's getting out units really, really cheaply. And yeah, it helps a lot with boosting her army value up. But at this point in time, we now have the better army mass. Our army value is a little bit lower, but we do have a ton of counter units to his army. Got the longbowmen against his arbaletier and archers, and our crossbowmen, they also do well against his arps and the knights as well. The Lemetane are an excellent meat shield as well. Once you activate the shield wall ability, they can soak up a ton of damage from the archers and the arbaletier. They're a great meat shield, and they also will be deterring those knights from engaging onto you. Jeanne is back up. She's summoning her Jeanne's champion units. Very strong unit. It's like a 200 resource value unit, and you get 3 of them for free every couple minutes. Now, we got the shield wall on the Lemetane, so they're not taking too much damage here. Got some cataphracts as well, just for the trample damage, and able to be a really, really great frontline tank as well. And our ranged army mass is going to be decimating his army. And with that, we're finally taking like a really, really major big fight here. And I think at this point in time, once you look at like the army count, the army value, at this point, it is going to be very hard for us to lose the game. Jeanne, she's going in here. She's going to be using her ability, does a ton of damage, but we got so many crossbows right now. She still is a ton, like she just took like a ton of shots here, and she's still at a moderately high amount of HP. She's getting the bonus HP from the Royal Bloodlines as well. It's kind of crazy how good Jeanne can be. Kind of crazy indeed. And now she's going to be regenerating a ton of HP. Look at that, just shooting up. That's faster than Warrior Scouts even. At this point, we have her trapped here behind these walls, and we're going to be able to kill Jeanne eventually. Takes a little bit. She is she's a little bit slippery sometimes. Gonna be chasing her down, getting her down, and with that, Jeanne is dead. And now we are in an absolutely winning position, and we can finally push out onto our opponent and yeah, get the win here. So this is how I believe that you should be playing against Jeanne d'Arc. It is these kind of like different kind of playstyles that you need to be mixing. So early on, want to be aggressive, want to deny the huntables, want to deny the boars especially. Then you want to turtle up, look for potential castle age timing, mass up your units, and as long as you don't immediately die to Jeanne d'Arc, because she doesn't have all the really big eco-scaling benefits that normal French get, I think you're going to be in a good position. And with that, game is going to get cold. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you did, feel free to leave a like on the video, maybe even subscribe. It does help me out a lot here on YouTube. Maybe check me out on Twitch as well, as I will be streaming a lot live over there. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Have a good one.